Get ready for cargo shots from the Strat Times, presented by HACTL. Here's a weekly roundup of the latest air freight and logistics news.
What is the new agreement between Atlas Air and Turkish Cargo? Where will Southeast Asia's first B777-300ER conversion line open? And what mega investment has SATS announced for Changi Airport? Stay tuned with us as we discuss the top interesting stories of this week from the world of air cargo. I am Nikita Sebastian and you are watching Cargo Shots presented by HACTL. Atlas Air has signed a long-term ACMI agreement with Turkish Cargo to operate a Boeing 747-400 freighter from Istanbul starting May 2025. The aircraft, registered as N439GT, will serve routes across the Middle East, Asia, Europe and the Americas. Previously operated by China Airlines Cargo for Dragonair, the 23.2-year-old aircraft was later acquired by Atlas Air. It was then re-registered as N439GT and entered service on August 17, 2024. The ACMI service, valid from May 7, 2025 to May 7, 2026, has received approvals from both US and Canadian authorities. Turkish Airlines was granted an exemption by the Canadian regulator to begin operations sooner. Turkish Cargo's fleet includes 24 freighters with 5 A350Fs on order. The cargo carrier has also signed an MOU with Hong Kong Air Cargo to explore strategic cooperation. Qatar Airways Cargo has partnered with Virgin Australia to significantly expand cargo capacity between Australia and Doha. Beginning June 2025, Virgin Australia will operate daily Boeing 777 flights from Sydney, Brisbane and Perth, adding Melbourne in December. The integration will raise weekly bellyhold capacity to 400 tons in each direction, up from the current 240 tons. Virgin's B777s will be wet leased from Qatar Airways, with operations subject to IASC approval. In parallel, Qatar Airways Cargo is expanding its dedicated freighter network. New services include twice weekly B777Fs to Atlanta from May 10, offering over 200 tons weekly per direction, weekly B777Fs to Penang from May 16 with 100 tons each way, and an additional Phnom Penh frequency from May 12, bringing the route to twice weekly, each with 100 tons capacity. Thai Airways has signed an MOU with Kansas Modification Center to set up Southeast Asia's first Boeing 777-300ER freighter conversion program. The conversions will be conducted at MRO centers in Don Mueang and the Eastern Economic Corridor, aiming to boost Thailand's aerospace ecosystem. The initiative is expected to create over 500 skilled jobs and enable local engineers to access advanced aircraft modification expertise. KMC's B777-300ER CF will feature a forward main cargo door and offer a maximum gross payload of 92,986 kg. Separately, Thai Airways has appointed ECS Group's HWF as its exclusive GSSA in Sweden and Denmark, effective May 15. Operating daily flights from Stockholm and Copenhagen to Bangkok, the airline will offer high-tech pharma and perishable cargo services supported by ECS's digital platform and Nordic market expertise. International Airlines Group posted a 12.4% rise in cargo revenue to €318 million in Q1 2025, driven by Red Sea shipping disruptions and a focus on high-yield markets like Asia Pacific and the Middle East. Cargo ton kilometers rose 7.5% to 1.3 billion, while revenue per CTK increased to 24.31 cents. Group revenue climbed 10% to €7 billion with a profit of €176 million. IAG also confirmed 53 new long-haul aircraft orders, 21 A330-900 NEOs and 32 Boeing 787-10s, to support efficiency, emission goals and capacity growth. Deliveries will run from 2028 to 2033, complementing other recent wide-body commitments for British Airways and Iberia. EFW, a joint venture of ST Engineering and Airbus, has delivered its first A330 passenger-to-freighter conversion to Air Transport Services Group, marking the start of a 30-aircraft program. The redelivered freighter is the first A330 P2F that ATSG is placing with Turkish carrier ULS Airlines cargo. The conversion was completed at EFW's Dresden facility, with additional work to continue via Turkish Technic in Istanbul and facilities in China. ATSG's adoption of next-gen A330 freighters reflects a strategy to diversify its fleet of 149 aircraft amid growing e-commerce demand. EFW's A330 P2F program includes the A330-200 P2F and the A330-300 P2F variants, offering up to 62 tons of payload and long-range capability. EFW has also partnered with Confetti Capital to bring the A330 P2F to India. SATS will invest over 250 million Singapore dollars to upgrade ground handling and cargo infrastructure at Changi Airport under its Singapore Hub division. The plan includes more than 150 million Singapore dollars to renew and expand its ground support equipment fleet by 2029 and 100 million Singapore dollars to enhance cargo operations by 2026. The move supports Singapore's ambition to remain a leading air cargo hub ahead of the opening of Terminal 5 and the Changi East Industrial Zone. Alongside infrastructure investments, SG Hub will focus on workforce transformation through upskilling, job redesign, and automation to meet future air traffic growth. Thank you for joining us on this week's Cargo Shots. Stay updated by hitting the subscribe button on our YouTube channel and visiting www.stattimes.com for daily news updates. We will be back next week with a new episode of Cargo Shots featuring more interesting stories.
You've been watching Cargo Shots from the Start Times, presented by HACTL. See you next week with more updates from the air cargo and logistics industry.